Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening all over the world, guys. Here is the Fearless Netpreneur again on another amazing episode of the Netpreneur Show. And as always, I always bring you surprises, something new, something different, and something that will ultimately transform your life. And today is not any different. Today we are going to be going live in a whole totally different area that many businesses don't think about. Your health as your wealth. You know, we all run up and down. We all want to hustle money. We all want to get ahead. But if your health is not good, you can't do anything. And if you don't look good, if you don't feel good with yourself, it affects your confidence. It affects your business. It affects everything you do. So today I went out and searched. I wanted somebody who could speak to us on the area of wealth, especially health, especially in a very narrow area, something that is probably one of the most profitable niches in the health sector, also one of the most elusive things in the health sector, and also one of the most frustrating areas of health for all of us, including myself, the area of weight loss, where all of us have tried, at least many of us have failed. But there's a whole new group of people who are coming out, who are making it easy without all the stress that we normally have to go through when we want to lose weight. In a very narrow niche, they call it intermittent fasting to lose weight. When I first heard that from my brother, my junior brother, I think a few months ago, he said that's what he does to lose weight. I'm looking at him like, what? Intermittent fasting. I don't know what that is, but I did find you an expert. So today, we are going to be going toe-to-toe on the Hotpreneur Hot Seat as usual. It's going to be hot, but it's going to be entertaining with one of the most focused business people in that particular area of business. Many of the people I know, they do it as a side hustle to so many other things they do. But this lady, every time I hear her talk, when I look at her, that's what she talks about. And above all, she herself has had an experience in it. It's different from telling you theory. She's going to tell us what she's done to herself to be able to get the result and how you are going to do it. So today we are going to be having Yolanda more, because if you are looking for inspiration for a healthier life, that is the lady you want to look for, and I'm bringing it to you live and direct today. Okay, they even call her AKA Better Fasting, who not only transformed her own life, but is now helping others to do the same. Believe it or not, after hitting over 200 pounds herself, Yolanda made a change and embraced this thing called intermittent fasting lifestyle. Now, she's not just doing it on a global level, she's inspiring others to also improve their quality of life too. Basically proving the point that your mess is your message. The pain you went through is your solution to the world. She has gone on from doing all of this to create amazing products, groups, and communities on fasting to lose weight, including intermittent fasting accountability group membership. Maybe I need to be joining that after this because my stomach is coming out alarmingly. Okay. Intermittent fasting 101 course, one of our most popular courses. She's going to be telling us a bit about that later. And of course, the 7-day intermittent fasting challenges. Our niche, of course, our core niche is 40 a year old plus women. She will tell me today whether she's going to discriminate against me if I want to join a club or not. We are going to have to fight that one. I'm a lawyer, remember? Our niche is 40 plus women who have tried unsuccessfully to do intermittent fasting. She teaches them the better fasting way. No dieting, just lifestyle changes that leads to sustainable weight loss. When I hear no dieting, I was happy because dieting is my problem. So welcome with me, Yolanda Moore. Yolanda, how you doing?
Good. Thank you so much. I'm just so honored and grateful to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being in the Fearless Netpreneur Show. Okay? Say hello to us, my fans out there, and we are going to be watching this all over. We are live right now on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are live on LinkedIn. And we are going to be live in many more places before this is over. So how are you being today?
Good.
Tell me your story.
Oh, go ahead. Say that again.
Tell me your story. I
Tell
never
my
asked that. How
Yes,
did we
I'm on
get
the
here?
hot seat. And yes,
Yes.
your mess, just like Dr. Benwell said, your mess is your message. So if you go back, oh gosh, it's been 20 years since my divorce, and I ate my way through my divorce. I ate my way. We do that. Life happens and we're in pain. And I just started eating. I went back to work. And before, when I was a stay-at-home mom, I worked at the gym. I worked for Weight Watchers. I was teaching aerobics. I was really into the health and wellness, into the health and wellness field. So when I was divorced, went back to work, got on a fast track to get promoted, and something had to give because me and my ex-husband, the father of my children, were co-parenting. So when I didn't have the kids, I was putting in the hours because we were building up a new department where I worked. I was a training manager, and it was a lot of work, right? I was creating the courses and just doing everything, and the training. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of hours. So normally my routine was I would go to the gym in the morning. Couldn't do that anymore because I had to start work early. So just like we all know, my training and everything that I did, like my classes, going to the gym, my diet, it all went to the wayside because I was, concentrating on this new position and I wanted to do a good job. And so then my twins, this went on for a while. My twins were turning 16. And sometimes it takes a milestone event to get us to get that impetus to make change. So my twins turned 16, and at the time, after working for maybe like a year now, I had picked up so much weight. I was over 200 pounds. I stopped weighing myself. I'm only 5 foot 1.5. So for me, my body, and I have a very small frame, my body couldn't handle all of that weight, right? So I was having back spasms. I think, Dr. Opik, my cholesterol was probably the highest, like world record cholesterol. I think it was 299. I could not fit into
Wow.
the car comfortably. I couldn't sleep. My clothes weren't fitting. My doctor didn't even say anything, but I knew I had to do something. I couldn't even stand up for long periods of time because I did not feel well. I was winded
Mm.
all the time. I knew I had to do something. But since the twins were turning 16, it was vanity for me. I said, I can't go to the Sweet 16 like this because they were having a big party. So that's when I knew what to do. I went back to the gym. I started working out again. I started changing my diet again, and I lost the weight, but I lost it in a very unhealthy fashion. So in a few years, that weight started to come back on, right? Happens to all of us. A nurse friend of mine told me about intermittent fasting. And I will tell you, when she told me, you don't eat breakfast, I did not hear another word she said. I was like, I love breakfast. I'm not doing that. I didn't hear another word. But then as the weight started to creep back on that I had lost, I said, you know what? What about that intermittent fasting? I started doing research on it. At the time, I was, because mind you, this was like over 6 years ago. There were no people that looked like us doing this. It was all like a lot of people from Australia, Europe. I went on Instagram and I found people who looked like me that were doing it. It was very few of us. And we built a community and we helped each other out. And that's when I was able to stop the weight gain and lose more weight when I started intermittent fasting. So I've had my weight off for over a decade. When I started intermittent fasting 6 years ago, I lost another 20 pounds. And it was such a struggle, we all know, to keep the weight off. It's a roller coaster, right? But since I started intermittent fasting, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's so much easier for me to maintain that 70-pound weight.
Interesting.
That's my
All
story.
right. Well, let's get into it because on this show I like to just get straight into the main thing. What exactly is intermittent fasting, and how did you get into it as a passion business? I can understand that. I can understand you having to deal with it on your own because you had to, because you didn't like the way you feel. But it's one thing, okay, when I have a severe migraine and it bothers me for days, and I finally figure it out and I solve the problem. I don't go out there trying to teach everybody about migraine, at least not me. So something always propel somebody to now make it into a passion, which I see from you. And of course, you also combine the passion into a business. So, what exactly is this thing? Okay. And how did you get into it as a passion business? Go for it.
Okay. So, intermittent fasting, doctor, is time restricted eating. It's very simple. We eat all day long. We eat all day from the moment we get up. We have breakfast. We're snacking. We have lunch. We're snacking some more. We're eating when we're hungry. We're eating when we're bored. We're eating when we're thirsty. We're just constantly eating, right? We eat our emotions. We eat our feelings. And so, what intermittent fasting does with time restricted eating is you're not eating all day. You're not constantly feeding, yourself, and what you are actually doing is you are giving your body a rest. You're giving your gut a rest also from eating. So what does that look like? Normally, intermittent fasting for beginners is 16 hours of fasting and an 8-hour eating window. Now, what does that look like? Usually, it'll look like intermittent fasters don't eat breakfast. So we will have our first meal
So, no
12
breakfast.
noon.
No breakfast.
Right.
No
You
breakfast.
can have breakfast
Okay.
foods. That's what I do at 12 noon.
Yeah.
So you wake
Okay.
up, you don't eat until 12 noon, and then you have a window when you're starting out from 12 noon to 8 p.m. Okay, and that's
Okay.
your, after that, before that, no food. When we call it, your window is closed. When your window is closed, you're just drinking plain water, coffee, and tea. So in the morning, that's what the routine will look like. Get up, get your emails done. If you're an entrepreneur, get all your work done, get in your social media, get everything done. Before you know it, it's 12 o'clock, time to eat.
That's true.
So
I
that's
haven't eaten this
morning.
morning. Then I was asking my wife, it's 12. Where is the food? So I got you. So I'm indirectly doing intermittent fasting. Yay. Okay.
Okay.
So now we're going to go into the breakdown of exactly how you do it. I understand you don't eat before 12 and then you don't eat after 8. That by itself is a part of it. What more is that? Okay. Is that it? Because I do that and I'm still having big stomach. So what's going on?
Okay. So here's the thing. And I've
Yeah.
had people tell me before, oh, I've tried intermittent fasting before. I never eat until 12 anyway. I'm not losing weight. That is correct because it's very important what you are doing when your window is closed. So if you're having a Starbucks coffee in the morning with cream and sugar and
Excuse me.
espresso and all of that in there, you're not fasting because you need to be at 0 calories while you're fasting. So that's why most teas, they don't have a lot of calories. You're going to have just plain water, coffee, tea until 12 noon, and that's where the breakdown is. Or sometimes
Okay, your
people
coffee.
drink
Wait
water
first
with like
because
lemon and fruit in it. You don't want to do that until after 12. You don't want to have Starbucks until after 12. So
all right, we're still on this before 12, okay? Now that coffee, I like to drink coffee a lot. Does it mean I won't put sugar in it?
yes, it does because any calories are breaking your fast. So see, you just answered your own question. You're not fasting. But
I just told my daughter to take my coffee away and put some sugar in it right now.
see,
Okay. No more, no more, no more. Okay, go
it's
ahead.
okay, right? So if you just went to black coffee, which it is an acquired
I
taste,
just drink only this one today.
but
Then tomorrow I won't put sugar again. But let me drink this one today. Right?
okay, you got it. You got it. You can start. You can start
Okay.
tomorrow. That's the
Okay,
beauty.
but seriously, because I want people to really take these things away. So you are saying in the morning, I want you to that before 12, they either take coffee or water. The coffee, no sugar or water, and they try not to take in calories because that is the problem. Okay. So
Yes.
after that, what do they do between 12 and 8 p.m. to
Okay.
do
So
this
one
well?
of the things that now some people can lose weight and eat whatever in their window, so they can eat fast food. They can eat, whatever they want.
My wife is
But
like this and she eats anytime she wants, even at 12 midnight. She's always been like that. Single, but go ahead. Okay.
right. So what happens is, I find in my experience is it's very important what you are eating between those hours of 12 noon and 8 p.m. And I have to meet people where they are because not everybody's into health like me. I'm from California. There's a health food store on every corner. So I've just kind of been raised this way, right? But what you want to do if you really want to get results with intermittent fasting is you want to eat whole foods. Go back to, I think about how my grandmother ate, and she was never overweight at all. She came to live with us when she got older. She always had a garden. She was active. I would help her with her garden. She would eat a sweet potato every day. And she ate from the earth. She ate what God gave us. She didn't eat, she rarely ate out. She didn't even like to go, McDonald's, places like that. So that's what I mean by eating whole foods. Eat the food from its natural source. So try to stay away from boxes, cans, these frozen dinners and desserts and things of that nature. Restaurants, I mean, if you really want it, and then you will get results.
Okay, let me get that. You said cold food. What does that mean? That means explain that. You said cold food. That means what?
Oh, I'm just saying non-processed food. So when I
Non.
say,
Oh, no.
like frozen vegetables are okay. But a lot of us in America, we're doing like frozen pizzas and those frozen dinners that it's like a full dinner, it's a meal. Those are not good because when you turn over the label on these processed foods, or sometimes people will do like the breakfast, you can even buy the pancakes already made, the French toast sticks. Turn over the label and look at the ingredients on that box. First of all, there's a lot of things that you can't even pronounce. Why would you put those in your body? They're preservatives. There are things that you can pronounce, or there are hidden ingredients because if you look at that label, a lot of the ingredients that are there is actually sugar. And it's described in a different way that you don't even realize that it's sugar in the ingredients. But if you look, you have to learn how to read labels. If you look at the grams of sugar, the grams of carbohydrates, and any of those processed foods, you will find that they have a lot of sugar. They're designed that way to get you addicted to those foods and keep buying them and buying them. So even fast food French fries have sugar in them in the seasoning.
Okay. I have a question. As they say, this is how we used to do when I was in high school. I have a question here. African foods have no label. My wife cooks this thing. My wife goes to work, right? So and I can't cook. So what she does is that she cooks this stew. I eat rice and stew. Okay, we are going to come to rice in a minute. Okay, so she puts it in bowls and puts it in the freezer. So when I'm ready to eat, like when I'm done with you now, I'm going to go to the fridge. I'm going to pull up one of those bowls. I'm going to put it in the microwave, and I'm going to eat. Are you saying that's why it's not working? Talk to me. How do we put label on African food? The one that they cook in the house.
Right. So the main thing that you want to cut back on, because I come from Southern roots, which is similar as far as one of our staples is rice. My mother's from Louisiana, so we have rice breakfast, lunch, dinner, rice, and white rice, right? When you make
Yes.
gumbo, we don't want brown rice. We want white rice.
No,
We have
I
our
want white rice.
than rice. We
Yes.
want white rice. And I love your food. The foods from uh
Africa.
rice, love it.
Yes. Jollof rice.
Yes,
Yes.
jollof, yes,
Okay.
that, and
Yeah.
oh yes. And so
So,
what you need to do, unfortunately, is to just cut back on the rice. Put more of the vegetables from your stew
I
and all.
shouldn't have brought this lady on my show. I knew
Just
she's going to give me
put
bad
enough
news.
to get the taste. Like when I make the traditional red beans and rice now, I will put like just 2 tablespoons of rice, and take your time with it. Just start reducing the rice out of there and putting more of the stew. More of the beans would be for me. Or if I'm doing gumbo, I'm only gonna put a couple of tablespoons just to get that taste. You know how when you blend the rice in, you're still gonna get that taste.
Okay. I knew this was a bad idea. Now I have to cut down my rice. Because
And
all I
then
eat is rice.
adding in, if you're going to have your stew, you want to have some vegetables on the side with that. Because one of the things that works really well is bringing in a lot of vegetables. That's going to heal your gut. You're going to get better elimination. And so you want to eat a lot of vegetables. So when you're eating that stew, maybe you're going to have I don't know, you're going to have like some greens on the side. You're going to have spinach or callaloo or kale or, whatever greens you're going to have on the side. And arugula salad is a beautiful thing. So that's what you want to do.
Okay. Let's move on quickly from this one.
Okay.
Just kidding, but you are right. My wife is doing me like this now because she's been telling me you need to cut down this your rice. But that's all I eat. I have to really, really. Now that I'm hearing from a professional, maybe I'll take it serious. All right. So, but seriously though, what specific benefits does, because I know there's so many different types of weight loss strategies. So, what benefits does intermittent fasting offer compared to other weight loss strategies out there?
Okay. So first, we didn't get to the second part of the question about how I turn my
Okay.
passion into business. But
Okay. Yeah. Let's go back
I'll
to that.
just
You're
tell
right.
you, yeah,
Let's go back there.
it's
You're right. I want to
quick.
know. Okay. Go ahead.
But what happened was people just kept asking me. They're like, "You have 3 kids. You've had twins. How do you stay in shape? What do you do?" And I love helping people. And that's when I decided, you know what? I'm going to turn this into a business. And so that's how it all started. So I'm very
Wow.
passionate about it. And also, there's another pandemic nobody speaks of, and that's obesity. And it is especially for our people. And I just want to
Mm.
help. I see our people out. I had a story where I saw these ladies, and they were coming from a restaurant in a mall, and they had like their styrofoam containers, and they could barely walk across the parking lot because they were so, just their health was failing. And I remember being that person, right? And so I just want to reach out to them, even if they don't want it, and say there's a way, there's an option. There are things that you can do without dieting so that you can have longevity. And so that was important to me as well.
Yeah, yeah, obviously, and there's nothing better than that, where somebody has a passion for what is now using to do as a business, because you won't just be after the money now, you really want them to get results. That's why passion businesses, I love them. If the person behind it is passion, if I'm doing this weight loss thing, I'm not passionate about it, I just want to make money. You are
Right.
different. You have experienced it, and you will go the extra mile. So guys, I hope you need to text me your contact information or website or where people can contact you. I'm already getting a couple of texts about people I say, how can they contact? And we have not even gotten to the matter yet. Okay, so let's so that I can put it on the screen for them. All right. Okay, so the next question I wanted us to look at is what benefits does intermittent fasting offer compared to other weight loss strategies? Because there are so many of them out there now, and I want to know why you are so hot on this one. Yes.
So let me tell you, I have done every diet in the book. I worked for a diet organization, and I know that first it's not so difficult so much to lose the weight if you stick to these programs. The problem, doctor, is sticking to these programs. They are not sustainable. I remember doing the
Mm.
cabbage soup diet. I made this big stock pot of cabbage soup. Oh man, eat it every day. By the third day I was bored. It wasn't sustainable. I wanted rice. I wanted real food. Okay. Same thing with like keto. I want some grits. I want some rice. I want some bread. I can't. It's not sustainable for me. So the thing that makes intermittent fasting so different, and the main benefit, is that it is sustainable. It's something. It is a lifestyle. It is not a diet, and that's what I like to lead people to. Stop dieting and get into a lifestyle change, and that's exactly what intermittent fasting is. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Yes, I think that's probably what might work for me, because every time people say, now I'm not overweight, but I really don't like my stomach. Okay, I think it's getting a little bit big. And then when I came to this US, I was weight 28. I'm 36 now. So it's like I saw like many who knew me when I was young. I mean, they are like, "What happened to you?" Okay, it's like I've blown up. But every time I did that keto thing. In fact, I told myself this year I was going to lose so many weights in January. I've since forgotten about that one. So
Yeah.
because
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
we've
for how
all
to
been
delete
there.
it. Yes, I'm looking for how to delete it from my page so that my friends don't ask me at the end of the year, that boy, what happened to this? So you are saying it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. I like that. So let's move on to this. I've seen some people already making comments. Somebody from LinkedIn says enjoying this conversation, fantastic. Yes, Yolanda is really captivating. See, when you have somebody who is passionate about what she does, you don't need to prompt them. All right. So, but then let's go a little bit. I know you are not a doctor, but you are. This is your thing, and this is what you operate in. How does intermittent fasting affect the body's metabolism and fat burning processes? Maybe also explaining that the way you understand it. Of course, our viewers out there, she's not here as a doctor, she's here as a practitioner of the art of intermittent diet fasting. She's been doing it for years, so she has authority to speak to that. Go ahead.
So I always say, doctor, I'm not a physician. I don't play one on television. I'm just a girl that lost 70 pounds and I kept
You
it
are not
off
Dr. Phil.
for a decade. Right, right. I've kept the weight off
Okay.
over a decade. I've come up with something that works and I like to help other people. I love seeing the transformation. So what happens with intermittent fasting? One of the things that um, I've been doing a lot of studying on it, and there's a doctor that I follow, and you can all follow him. He's Dr. William Lee. And what Dr. William Lee, he's got this it's just come out. He's just been talking about metabolism and the lies that we have been told about metabolism. So this is according to Dr. William Lee. Everyone's metabolism, I think it's told about the age of 60 or so, according to him, is the same. But what happens is the foods that we put into our body is what slows us down, causes us to gain weight. It's not our metabolism. So it's like a car and you're putting the wrong, you're putting 83 fuel in your Mercedes that takes 93 all these years. It's going to break down. It's going to break down. And so that's what happens. That's how, but what happens when you're intermittent fasting, the fat burning process is, if you think of your body like a gas tank, actually, back to the gas tank, when you fill up that tank and the car starts running, it's going to burn carbohydrates first. So if we're always eating our lovely white rice, we're never getting to fat burning. It's going to burn that first, then it gets to the fat burning process. And so
I
that's,
see.
yes, that's what can prevent. And lately, one of the great things is that there are foods that are fat burning foods. There are ways that you can get into a fat burning state. You don't want to
Mention
be
a few of them.
fat all the time,
Mention a few
but
of them. Mention a few of them. Those fat burning foods. I want to know. I need some of
okay,
those.
yes.
What are
So
those?
yeah, so one of the fat burning foods that is really for your belly, so you can do this to eat to get that belly fat off. You can eat this.
Yeah.
Now there's controversy because this is a nightshade. That's a whole nother show. But if you will know if your body can't take nightshades, it's a certain type of vegetable called a
You say it's
nightshade called
nightshade. What is nightshade? What
so
is nightshade?
hold on one second.
Okay. Is that what you're drinking? Oh, sorry.
Nightshades are
Are you drinking nightshade? Oh, okay. Are you drinking it?
yes, in my water. I got some. No, I'm just kidding. But nightshades are certain vegetables that they've come
Okay.
out with this theory that certain vegetables are bad for you because they have nightshades. But everybody is different. I eat nightshades. I don't have a problem. Tomatoes are a nightshade. Okay.
Tomatoes
Tomatoes
I
are
can eat.
fat burning food. And I know
Are
we
you
love,
serious?
yes, we love
Yeah,
tomatoes.
I
So
love
do more
tomatoes, but I
tomatoes.
don't eat it.
I love
Yes, yes.
tomatoes.
Let me write that
So,
one
in
down. Go
fact,
ahead.
tomatoes have lycopene in them, which is very good for you. Lycopene is going to burn that fat. And also, cooked tomatoes, actually, what's in your stews and all, cooked tomatoes have more lycopene, more of a fat burning effect than raw tomatoes. And I love, so you could do tomato paste. You could do tomato powder. You don't have to eat the tomatoes, but I like to just take a tomato, cut it up on my salad, or do tomato paste in my jambalaya, things like that. But what happens is our bodies all have brown fat. That's the first layer. When we eat these fat burning foods, we are igniting that brown fat. The brown fat is like a heater that's going to ignite and burn the white fat. So that's what these foods do. And I'm going to tell you, I know it works because when I first found out about this a few months ago, I started eating those foods because I always try everything before I tell my clients to do it, as their accountability leader, you could say. And so I've tried it, and I'm telling you, my body fat is coming down, because my body fat when I first started was like about 36%, which is kind of high, even with me being, only 100, usually 130 pounds. That's still high. My body fat is now down to 33% from eating these foods. I really have not changed anything else. In fact, I've been so busy, I've been exercising less, and I am burning fat. So the fat, this is something how the fat burning works with intermittent fasting
Wow.
and eating
Okay.
the right foods.
I love the tomato, but at least finally I had something from you that I love. I love
Yeah,
tomatoes, and I just have
me
to start
too.
eating more. Ajake, they say you should give me tomato. Let me talk. I'm talking to my wife now.
Right.
Okay. Now, what are the different types of, are there different types of intermittent fasting schedules, or is it just one? And how do they work?
Okay, so there are different, we call them intermittent fasting protocols, but do not try this at home. If intermittent fasting or fasting in general is like weightlifting. You don't want to start, you see people, they start with this extreme fasting, they don't eat for 10 days or a month. You don't want to do that, because you want this to be sustainable. So you want to start with the protocol of 16/8. And even you could just start pushing your breakfast back, right? So if you usually have breakfast at 8 o'clock, try to make it till 9 o'clock. When you're comfortable with that, keep going until you're not eating until 12. But that's the most common for beginners is 16/8. A good thing to do also before you start that, clean up your diet. Stop eating all those carbs so you're not going to be a sugar burner. You don't have to be keto, but you need to cut out those processed carbs. So that's going to be the first one. Another intermittent fasting is called, and this is for advanced fasters, like I said, it's called one meal a day. We call it OMAD. That's where
Hmm.
you get to enjoy that one meal. Maybe it's going to be in the afternoon. You take your time with it. Usually, it'll be more than just one meal. It'll be like maybe a 3 hour or 4 hour eating window. You may start with a
Can
small
rice be
thing,
there? Can
maybe
rice be in that thing? Can rice be in that one meal? I think I like that one. That one meal a day, can I eat rice inside it? Eh?
yeah, but yes, but you still don't want to eat all rice. You got to eat your vegetables in there. Drink your water. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Explain that. So that one meal
Oh
part,
man.
I like that. So well, basically it's one meal a day, and that meal they make sure it has everything in it. So describe how that works. Give us an example. Have you
So
done
I've
that?
done I've done OMAD before, and what I do is while I'm preparing my meal, I may open with a snack. So I try to have something healthy. I may have some olives or a little bit of avocado, or while I'm cooking my meal, and then you just sit down, have your meal, and that's it. You're back. You close your window. And so a lot of people will find if they've been doing 16/8 for a while and they reach a stall, they can go to OMAD one meal a day. And the really good thing about it is you save money too, because and you have less trash. I mean, it's a very good minimalist approach. I love it.
Okay. Awesome. I think I may try that one. I like that because sometimes too, because it's really accidental and not planned. Sometimes I eat only one time. So maybe what I now need to do is make it deliberate and make sure that when I eat it, I have a vegetable which I hate, have my little rice at least to be happy. You don't want me to be sad doing this stuff, right? If I don't
No,
have rice
gotta
today,
be sustainable
I,
for you. Yes, absolutely.
exactly.
So I never
If I
tell
don't have
anybody what
rice,
to eat. I don't say, oh, eat, like how, remember Biggest Loser? I don't know if you're familiar with that television show where
yes,
I lost all
yes.
they were eating steamed broccoli and steamed chicken breast. That was it. They all, if you study and follow them, go to Google. Most of those people gain their weight back, because I'm not going to tell you to eat chicken and broccoli if you don't like it. Just plain steamed broccoli and chicken. No, that's not sustainable. So that's why it has to be something that you enjoy within reason, And then there's other things that you need to add in for it to work as well. Like your sleep's important, exercise, all of that's important too. But
Okay, yeah,
another
we are coming to all of that. Yeah, yeah.
another
Go ahead. Sorry.
protocol would be extended fasting. I think of that as any fast that's over, say, 36 hours, over a day and a half. That's extended fasting. And extended fasting has been around for religious purposes. All the great philosophers extended fast. Um, and it's very good for you, but it's not for beginners. So that's where some people may do like a 36-hour fast or a 3-day fast. That's great for your body, but it's not for beginners.
All right. Well, I'm from Nigeria, and right now it looks that the reason why I'm even happy that we brought you today so that they can learn. We are being forced right now to go into intermittent extended fasting because there is no food, there is no work, there is no money. So, so they need to come learn how to survive right now. No, I'm not kidding. You hear people now, they don't have a choice but to fast because they don't have the money. The cost of diesel or fuel has more or less doubled or tripled in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
So so maybe they can then simply turn it to a a lifestyle. Because now this intermittent fasting, I think I'm going to do it. I love it. I'm just going to try that one food a day thing. I think I like that. But we're going to come to other stuff that comes with that in a minute. Okay. But I wanted to talk about some of the guys. If you are enjoying what we are watching, wherever you are watching us from, and you have some comments or questions for Yolanda, we are live right now with Yolanda Moore, the founder of Intermittent Fasting Accountability Group. I wish you would give us the link to that or how to know more about that so that people can actually check her out. When I bring in my guests, I always tell them, come in with your products. I don't have a problem promoting your products on the show. That's what you do. If the program helps people, the better. So please help me get some of those links for us or tell us how we are going to get into it. Yeah, go ahead.
So I can send you I can share my Instagram profile with you. I'll send it on Clubhouse right now. I don't know, but I am
No, I'm
better.
not on.
Okay, I'm better fasting on all social media platforms. So I'm better
Okay, good.
fasting on Instagram. That's my biggest platform that I use is Instagram, and I
Okay,
do
so you're
lives
okay.
there and stories. And my link tree is there. That's going to link you to everything I have. I'm also on Pinterest. I'm fasting for fashion, and my link tree is there as well with all the information. In Clubhouse, I'm better fasting. And
All
I do a
right.
room
Is
there
this your?
every Thursday night
Is that
I am
you?
on Clubhouse.
Is that correct? Is that your link on Instagram?
I don't know if it'll work like that. I guess so. But if you just go to better fasting, yes.
Oops, I'm typing the name wrong. Okay, sorry. Yeah, guys. For those of you, because I've gotten some WhatsApp messages, I will have wish you guys would type it on the chat on the live show instead of on WhatsApp, so that others can see it. They want to know where they can get you. And I'm saying, guys, even if that link doesn't work, search for Better Fasting on Instagram. You're going to get that. Same thing on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I know how that one works. I just checked mine yesterday.
Uh,
.com
I'm not.
slash.
I don't really have a presence on LinkedIn,
So
but
where is your best place? Instagram?
Instagram, yes, sir, and
Okay.
Clubhouse.
All right.
So
And Clubhouse, okay.
I sent you the link to your Clubhouse.
I can't use it there
Oh, you can't
because
use it right now. That's okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
because it's
easy
on
to
my phone
find.
and I
Okay.
can't get. But let me
I'm pretty
see here.
easy to find. If you just Google better fasting, you will
Okay.
find me there. And my link tree's everywhere. So
Oh, your link tree. Aha, I like that. What does your link tree say? What is the address of the link tree? This is too
it's
long.
also better fasting.
Okay, but guys, just look for Better Fasting. Okay, wherever Instagram, definitely Clubhouse. I know she's always on Clubhouse. That's where I met her, and see there. That's even a better way to get to encounter her because you can engage in conversation, and that one you won't have to pay for because she's in the business of weight loss. So, but if you catch her on Clubhouse, you might even get some free tutorials, some free counseling before you guys take it to the next level. Okay. So, guys, those of you, obviously, you must be seeing me live before you are sending me messages on WhatsApp. It is Better Fasting. You search that on Clubhouse or Instagram. Her name is Yolanda Moore. I don't imagine there are too many of them out there, but you will find out if you really need to know about this stuff. All right, I want to go to the common misconception, because I know in every business there are always misconceptions. People who don't know what stuff is, sometimes they want to pull it down or they want to criticize it because they don't know. So, what are some of the common misconceptions about intermittent fasting that you have come across, and what exactly is the true facts as opposed to the misconception?
Right. So intermittent fasting is not for everyone. Of course, if you have an eating disorder, you're pregnant, you should not be intermittent fasting. But I would say the biggest misconception is that it's an eating disorder. So that's
Okay.
just a myth, because we do eat as intermittent fasters. And so that's like the biggest one. Another one is that when you intermittent fast, you are going to lose muscle, and that is
Mm.
another misconception, because again, we're still eating. You want to make sure you got to exercise, right? Because if you're just dieting and you're not exercising, you will lose your muscle mass. So that's why for men, women, weights are important. Once you get used to fasting, fasted cardio is great, because it's going to lower your fuel tank, and you're going to burn all those carbs so you can get to fat burning. So those are the two biggest misconceptions, I would say. And that's why, you feel like you're an island when you're an intermittent faster, because people really don't understand it. They're like, do you eat? When do you eat? I never see you eating, because they're so used to seeing us. We're so socialized to just be constantly eating, right? And so that's why it's important to work with a community of other intermittent fasters, so that people that understand what you're doing, that you can just, talk to and vent to, throw ideas around, get more knowledge and support.
Awesome. Now you mentioned it casually, but I wanted to address this right now, because while I was researching, because typically I research my guests to see what they do, so that I get knowledge myself, so that I'm able to engage you in a conversation. Because I don't do interviews. Sometimes people watching me, they get confused. They say I talk too much. That I should ask the question and let my guest answer. And I keep telling them it's a conversation. All
Yes.
right. It's called hot seat conversation. My guest talks, I talk too. Sometimes I talk more because I'm the host, right? So, but seriously, though, one of the things I found out is that a lot of people were tumbling down intermittent fasting because they talk about muscle loss during fasting periods. Okay. So, how do you address that? Is that a myth? If it's not a myth, how should one guide against it?
So that is a myth. There are actually bodybuilders. Like, you can look up Thomas DeLauer. He's a bodybuilder that does intermittent fasting. You have to exercise, or you are going to lose muscle mass when you're losing weight, whether you're fasting or not. So you just want to make sure that you're exercising. I always tell everybody, start doing light weights. You don't have to be like an Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can do even body weight exercises like push-ups and planks. That's still going to prevent you from getting muscle loss. But with anytime you're losing weight, that can happen.
Okay, so it's not like a peculiarity to intermittent fasting. It's what happens when you lose weight by whatever means you are using, and I
Right.
agree
And
with
you
that.
want to make sure you're eating protein too, because that's going to be the building block for the
Yeah.
muscle.
Yeah, I remember in January when I was still very hot about this, my New Year resolution. I would go to the gym. I go to the gym every morning. I had a trainer, okay, and then he would tell me, as soon as we finish here, you have to eat protein. Okay, he will keep insisting on it that your muscle loss so that you can, but like you said, it's not sustainable. I couldn't do that thing all the time. After the third month, I started regressing small, small. Now it's only God that is helping me. Okay, what are the key dietary principles to follow during non-fasting periods to maximize the benefits of intermittent fasting? Because if somebody does intermittent fasting and then goes on a binge, I can even tell that he's going to just gain the whole thing back. So what are some of the dietary principles? Because, by the way, before we go to this question, because you call it intermittent fasting, but I've not heard you say we are not fasting, because you said don't eat before 12 and don't eat after 8. That to me is not intermittent. That one is permanent fasting. So so do you understand? Intermittent means to fast now, you don't fast then, right? So where is the then? Yolanda, where's my den? You have not talked about my den at all. Where, where do I not fast? But as I answering that, what are some of the dietary principles to follow during the non-fasting periods of this year, intermittent stuff, to get the most benefit of the fasting?
That is an excellent question. I love this question. And we talked about it a little bit. But what the key dietary principles for me, and there's a lot of, you can go on YouTube, you'll see differing opinions. But I really want to see people incorporating whole foods, non processed foods into their diets. And then you cannot go wrong. You are going to get results. If you're eating a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, mostly vegetables, you're going to heal your gut. You're going to find that you're eliminating more, and you that means that you are healing your gut. So you want to eat whole foods. The way to incorporate whole foods, maybe take it a little bit at a time. If you're used to eating a lot of processed foods, make a list of the non-processed foods that you love, that you enjoy. Everybody has them.
Before you go on, see, once I raise up my hand, it's like you're the teacher now. You know, in class, when the student raise up the hand, yeah, hey, that means I have a question. Okay. So, because I don't want you to lose us, there are people like me who are really watching this and are very analytical. I'm like that. If the person loses me in the middle, I'm still trying to figure out what he's saying. Everything else I've missed. You said something just now and just kept going, assuming that we all know what it is. What exactly is old foods? Because you're saying we should eat it, but to the Nigerian guy, old food is amala and eba. I don't know if you know what that is. Fufu.
Yeah,
That's complete food. Is that
that's
what you are talking about? What is old
no,
food?
I'm not
Break
talking
it
about
down.
food. No.
Okay.
No,
So break it down.
sorry. No.
Uh-huh.
But when I say, that's why I said whole foods and I said non processed foods. So
Okay,
fufu
that's
is a
old food. Okay.
processed food, right? So you want to go back to eating the natural foods. Like your plate should look like you're going to have like some spinach on your plate, whatever vegetable you like. You're going to have that. You may have a salad with that as well, with some fat burning foods on there like tomatoes and your jalapeno peppers or whatever peppers you like. You're going to have that. That's what it looks like. Instead of using a processed salad dressing, instead of drenching your salad in that ranch dressing or that French dressing that comes in a bottle, you're going to be making your own salad dressings. Why is this better for you? Because you're in control of the sugar, the salt, the fat that goes into your salad. You're taking control when you're not using the processed bottled salad dressing. So that's an example. You're taking control when you're not eating the broccoli that comes in the bag and has the cheese sauce on it. That's not even really cheese. You're taking control when you make your own broccoli, and then maybe you want to sprinkle a little cheese on there. But so that's what I mean by whole foods. A good place to get
Okay.
your whole foods is like at the international markets or the farmers markets, where the farmers are out there. What do they have? They have tomatoes, they have broccoli, they have watermelon, they have apples, they have grapes, they have whole foods that they don't have a label on them with ingredients. That's what you want to be eating. That's when you're going to get maximize your results for sure.
All right. Let me circle you back. Intermittent fasting, the way I understand the word, unless I'm wrong here, is that sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. So intermittent fasting means sometimes you're fasting, sometimes you're not fasting. I've not seen you make that difference and how it plays in. What does that, how do you explain that?
Right. So really, if that bothers you, you can call it because you're a lawyer. You're gonna get caught up in the semantics. I know. I went to law school for 2 years and I worked in the courthouse with
Understand?
lawyers. They get caught up on these words. With all due respect,
All
but
right.
you
So
can
break it
call
down
it.
for me.
Yes, you can call it time restricted eating. There are
Aha.
periods when you are not eating, and there are periods when you are, and it is all based on time restriction. So if you're doing 16/8, 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating, that's your time restriction of when you're eating and not eating.
I want you to be consistent with that, right?
Yes.
Now I'm getting, because that is part that is confusing me. If I have to be consistent, then it's no longer intermittent. It is time restricted. See, you're
Yeah.
right. My
That's
lawyer brain was getting a bit confused because,
right.
because
I know.
sometimes we overthink this stuff. Thank you for for creative. I was waiting for you to say, okay, after you do it for 2 days, then you can eat anything you want for the next 4 days, then go back to that would be intermittent to me. But thank you for clarifying that. Guys at home, consistency is important. So basically, what is important for you. So intermittent does not mean do it today, don't do it tomorrow. That is lawyer talk, and that's why Yolanda didn't want to be overtake.
But there is a, not to make it more confusing, but just people can look up. There's something called alternate day fasting where I have not been able to do it. It takes a lot of discipline. I have a friend that does it. You eat every other day. I'm sorry, I can't do that, but that's the advanced.
That's brutal.
Yes, that's advanced.
All right. Now you know when people are doing this thing, whether it's alternative day or intermittent fasting, you know hunger and food cravings come. As a matter of fact, the day I say I want to fast is the day food cravings come more. So, how do you recommend people dealing with hunger and food cravings during their intermittent fasting periods? Because they can't control that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Another great question because people, how do you deal with this? So, with intermittent fasting, you have to strategize. You got to have a strategy. And so, what I do with my group, my accountability group, or, when I'm doing my clubhouse rooms, we talk about strategies for how you're going to deal with the hunger and the food cravings. Well, first of all, you need to realize hunger comes in waves. If you can ride that wave and get past it, you can get past the hunger. That's the first thing. But we put strategies in place. One of the main ones that I really tell people is to know your why. Know your why. When you're going through those periods where you are hungry, you need to first of all ask yourself, are you really hungry or are you bored? Or are you eating out of habit? Like we watch television. What do we do when we watch television? We eat. We're on the telephone with our BFF, our best friend. We know it's going to be an hour conversation. They're eating and we're eating. Everybody's eating while they're on the phone. So we eat, or we may be conditioned at a certain time. It's dinner time. Whether I'm hungry or not, I'm eating. And so you have to get beyond those norms and think out of the box. One of the main things to knowing your why is going to be a strategy you can use when you do feel hungry. So for me, my why is I'll be 61 this year at the end of the year. My mom passed away when she was, I don't remember exactly, like 62 or 64, because I'm trying to block it out. I was too young to lose my mother. At the time I was pregnant with my twins, I was like 29 years old. I was too young. And for me, I want to be here. That's my why. But not only be here, I want to be thriving. I want to be able to play with my grandchildren, right? I want to be able to travel. A lot of times we get older, my mom wasn't able to travel because she wasn't well enough to travel. So that knowing your why. So sometimes, I'm watching Netflix. I'm only human. I may want to eat something just because I'm watching Netflix, but it's 9 o'clock at night. And I will go back and remember my why. And I'll say, you know what? I want to be here. I want to be thriving. I want to be able to teach my grandson. I have a new grandson. I want to be able to teach him how to swim. He's 9 months old. My granddaughter, she's going to be 13. I want to be here. I don't want to just be a memory where they were told about me. I want to be here with them and present for my children, my grandchildren.
Interesting. That is a very, very, very important reason. Very important point that she just mentioned, guys. In case you guys missed it, you have to know your why. Your why about why you are trying to eat during that hunger period and why you are even fasting, why you need to lose weight. It will keep you in focus, just like everything else in life. Okay, I remember I teach my my students who want to learn how to make more money, which is where I am, trying to teach young people how to become financially independent using the internet. I always tell them you have to have a special reason why you want to do this, because if you don't know your why, when you're not making sales or things are not working, you're going to give up. But if you know why you need to make this money, you will stay there whether it's working or not. All right, thank you so much for that. But like with everything, okay, there's always some what I call the bots or the exceptions. So here I want you to talk a little bit to the extent that you can, even though you are not a medical practitioner. I'm making that right out there, just like she's doing. She's not a doctor. She's not talking as a doctor. She's talking as somebody who's experienced this, and she's talking from her own perspective as a practitioner of intermittent fasting. Okay, so are there any specific medical conditions or situations where intermittent fasting might not be suitable? And before you answer, okay, she's not giving medical advice. Whatever she says, if you go out there and implement it on your own, talk to your doctor,
Yes.
verify anything. I'm making that disclaimer on our behalf because it's my show and because I'm also a lawyer. I don't
Right.
want somebody to do that tomorrow or to me tomorrow and say, oh, Yolanda said this. She's not a doctor. She has said it. And she's not giving medical advice, but she's explaining based on what she has been able to experience, what she thinks in the business. Go for it.
Okay, medical conditions where intermittent fasting is not suitable. If you are pregnant, if you are breastfeeding, um, if you have an eating disorder, those are the main ones. The other thing is now, some will say if you are type 2 diabetic, you should not be intermittent fasting. But if you are, there are practitioners that you can work with. Like, I'll give you an example.
Mm.
There's Jason Fung. He is a nephrologist in Canada who is getting results for his patients with intermittent fasting, and his patients are diabetics. There's another doctor, Dr. Jamandez. Jamanades. I can't say his name exactly, but he's a cardiologist, and he is a medical doctor. He is working with his patients and has them intermittent fasting. His cardiac patients, and they're getting fantastic results. So if you have any type of specific medical condition, you want to find a practitioner who will work with you with intermittent fasting. You can do that. But again, pregnant, nursing, what was the other one? Eating disorder. This is not for you.
All right. So that takes me to the next question about what role does exercise play in conjunction with intermittent fasting for weight loss? Are they exclusive? Must they go together? What role does exercise play? Go for it.
So everyone should be exercising, whether they're intermittent fasting or not. It should just be a part of your daily routine. Sometimes I don't call it exercising, I will say movement. Get movement
Mm.
in every day. You're going to get better results with intermittent fasting, but it's going to help with your emotional health, your mental clarity, your gut health, your sleep, all of it. Right. Exercising can also help boost your mood as well. So you definitely want to be exercising, whether you're intermittent fasting or not. Getting in movement is very important. But what the exercising does also is, if you do it in a fasted state, and that's something you want to take your time with. I don't want anybody going out there doing a Zumba class and they've never done it before. Start with some gentle walks. And what you're going to do is, when you do get into fasted cardio, you're going to burn those carbs and you're going to get to that fat burning in your fuel tank, right? That's going to help you in that respect. So it's very important. For exercise, look at it as movement. It could be things like, on your break, if you work from home, get up and walk around the block. You are entitled, as you know, as an attorney, you are entitled to a lunch break. Get up and walk around the block. When you go to the mall, take a lap around the mall before you start your shopping. When you go to the grocery store, park way out. You see how you see those cars? Why are they parked all the way out there? It could be they're trying to get their steps in. Join challenges. That's another great way. I'm in a plank challenge this month where you're challenging each other, or maybe there's a walking challenge you want to join, or start your own where you're going to walk, 2 miles away a day. Make a commitment, and definitely, whether you're fasting or not, get your exercise in.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Now, the next question here is that you said it before. Many of the stuff, when people are either they are dieting or they are doing intermittent fasting, the truth of the matter is that keeping motivated and accountable is always a challenge. Okay. So you are a coach or a mentor and you're a trainer in this particular space. So how do you keep clients motivated and accountable when they are following an intermittent fasting strategy that maybe you designed for them or that you agreed with them? What are some of the ways you keep them accountable so that we can all learn from that?
Right. So with my intermittent fasting accountability group, that keeps people motivated. What we do in that group is we get knowledge about intermittent fasting and just all types of health and wellness. That's what we do in the group. We exchange recipes. We share, the latest technology that's going to help us as well, like AI and different apps that are going to help us. So you get that knowledge. Also in the group, you get support because like I said, it's like an island. Nobody understands if you say, oh, they'll say, oh, do you want a piece of cake? No, I'll wait till 12, or no, I can't have that. What do you mean? It's 10 o'clock, you haven't eaten yet. So you get that support. Also, to stay motivated, accountability I feel is key. I'm a former of a, I don't want to say the name, I don't want to get sued, but a former employee of a weight loss program, right? And what made it
Okay.
work is accountability. Research has shown that people that lose weight together, do it as a group, they're more successful. They have better results and they actually lose. So, those are some of the things that we do to stay motivated. Also, I run challenges as well. In my group, we have a monthly challenge every month. This month, we're having a fat burning challenge. We've done walking challenges, we've done affirmation challenges, mindfulness. All every month, there's a challenge, and that keeps people going as well. Another thing that really keeps you motivated is get your pictures. That's one thing I regret. I wish I had more before and after pictures, and I try to get everybody in the groups to do that as well. But these are all things that'll keep you motivated. And recently I've started doing, even if you don't join my membership, you can join one of my 7-day challenges, and it's just going to get you into the mindset and introduce intermittent fasting to you. And then you can decide if it's something, because it's a lifestyle, you can decide if it's something that you could do for the rest of your life, get the results, and just
Sorry.
win. So those are
Okay.
strategies.
All right. Awesome. Awesome, guys. I hope you guys are listening to that. I think that is a very important thing. By the way, again, to hook up with Yolanda Moore, you want to look for her on Instagram, Better Fasting. If that link, specific link doesn't work, just search for Better Fasting. At Better Fasting, she will come up. It is important, and I agree with you 100% about this accountability thing, and that is where I'm actually going to introduce something of mine here. Because I've realized personally that though I teach lots of students, I teach a lot of my training are even free. I just did a 21-day boot camp trying to teach young people how different businesses they can do with ChatGPT. By the way, my book came out. My ChatGPT business gold mine is out.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, the training I actually put it in this book, but it's not a book I want to talk about yet. It's about the accountability thing. What I found out that those who really break through, those who are making a lot of money, are those who are in our accountability groups. It's one thing for you to read, it's one thing for you to watch video on yourself or try to do things on yourself. But when you get into an accountability group with people trying to go where you are going, like in your own case, those who are trying to lose weight, it helps you because people fall apart. Okay, maybe you are getting tired, like in the accountability team, for instance. Let me even take this off for a second. Like in the accountability team for a second, and then maybe the person is trying to get discouraged. But if it's in a group of other people who are doing it, right, it's going to get encouraged. It's going to talk to you. Let's say she's in your group and you guys are talking, others can then encourage her. That's why it's so important, people, for you guys to go look for Yolanda Moore, especially on Clubhouse. I know she's always there. So you just come in there. And,
and it's all
yeah, so
about
you guys,
community. When we say groups, we're speaking of communities.
community, exactly.
Community comes together. Teamwork makes the dream work. I hate to say the cliche, but it's true.
Yes,
it's true.
100%. So that's why I'm going to try to invite you for my own program now. I don't do weight loss. I do heavy pockets with money. I'm going to make you heavy with money. Well,
I
so
love
I
it.
have this Business 360 Inner Circle Club. It's just $10 a month for you to be part of my community. And we are taking that community to a whole new level in the next few weeks. We are going to be having a lot of gamification thing there, a lot of challenges to help you grow your business and stuff like that. And you want to go in there and be a member. It's still only $10 right now. But when we introduce all the stuff I'm going to be introducing over the next 30 days, it's going to be $99 a month because we're going to load it with so much value. But if you get in there now, you get to be grandfathered at that $10 for as long as you have that membership. Right now, I'll quickly go through some of the stuff you get right now. Then I'm planning to blow it up with more stuff. If you're a member of my Business 360 Inner Circle, you are going to be getting a weekly 1 hour video that has to do with how you make more money or how you run your business better. Something on business, it might be mindset, it might be strategy to make money, but exclusive to you as a member. We're going to be posting it in our Discord server. Number two thing you get, we have this Business 360 Coaching Vault, where I put hundreds of my training videos over the years. Many of you know I've been training for more than 25 years now, where you can get access to over 100 of them as a member of the Business 360 Club. Is what maybe 7 years value of your monthly subscription. And then we always have a weekly Netpreneur Hangout. We right now do it on Clubhouse and G-Stars, but we are moving it to Discord server so that it's exclusive to you. Every week we meet for Q&A about your business, accountability stuff, things to help you continue to build your business. And then we have a WhatsApp chat room where any day, 24 hours, 24/7, you have a question, you can post it there. And I have a free book of the month for members, a free book of the month where I give one of my best-selling books. You guys know that I'm a book machine. Even before ChatGPT, I had 47 books on Amazon. Now with ChatGPT, I probably will end up with 1,000 before.
Right.
So, and my books are always life-changing. This is one of them, for instance. I'm going to talk about it in a second. Every month, I give a copy. All my books are minimum $29.99. I'm going to be dropping one of my bestsellers as a free book to my members every month. So you get 3 times the value of your membership just with one book. In addition to that, I'm giving 50% discount to all Business 360 members for all my master classes. Most of you know me, you know, classes are $9.97 or $497. But whatever price it is, whether 97, 197, 597, whatever, you get 50% just for being a member of my community, which we are going to be taking to a whole new level this coming month. And finally, with my softwares, you guys know I have several of them out there. You also get 20% of all my softwares that is out there. So it's all part of the community. If you're part of that community, you tend to grow. And I'm going to be loading it with a lot. We are working on even NFTs for members. We are working on stuff to keep you engaged. Because it's one thing to try to do these things on yourself. Even this weight loss stuff, you got to look for Yolanda and you need to join a group. That's the only way it's going to work. You might think you can do it on your own. No, you can't. At least until you get addicted to it, until it becomes a routine, then maybe you can do it on your own. Those first 3-6 months, they are critical. So go look for her. I'm going to post Instagram again. Go search there and be a member, because I told her we're going to put everything today on this fasting thing because it's so important. I see a lot of my friends who are not putting on too much weight. They want to get rid of it. They're doing what they can. But maybe it's time, if you are watching this and you happen to be one of my inner circle people, maybe you need to try this intermittent fasting thing. If everything else has not worked, I'm going to try it. Good. Because for me, it's less work. I'm going to join a group, okay, so that I can be participating. I'm not overweight, but I don't like my stomach. I don't like men with big stomach. I know I used to make fun of them. So if that's all I'm going to lose, I'm ready. Okay? My wife will tell me, you're not big. Why are you stressing? I'm not stressing because my stomach is too big now. You might leave me and go get a boy with no stomach because I didn't have stomach when I married you. So don't tell me about that. I want to lose this stomach. So guys, but there are those who are really having weight challenges. And even my daughter, I'm going to talk to her. I'm saying, let's try this intermittent fasting thing. She's a little bit on the heavy side. She's been going to the gym and all that. But just like me, I'm the one taking her. Now me, I'm slacked off. It's not that I slack off. She's slacking off because it's hard. But if she can do the lifestyle thing, maybe that will work better. Thank you so much, Yolanda, for what we are sharing. Let me go to the next question here. Okay. Sometimes, now this one, because people rely a lot on supplements. Now, are there any specific supplements or nutrients that should be considered while practicing intermittent fasting, or should they just do away with all of it altogether? Over to you.
Okay, that's another great question. I am not a big supplement person. I'm more on you eating nutrient dense foods. So when you're eating your whole foods, you are not going to need any supplements. You know, like if you're eating, for example, if you're eating kiwi fruit, that's just one example, or tomatoes also, they have a lot of vitamin C in them. So why would you need to take a vitamin C supplement? I can make a salad and I can tell you all the ingredients and what the nutrients are in that salad because I'm packing it with nutrient dense foods. You know, so I'm putting my tomatoes in there for vitamin C. I'm putting parsley in there because it is a blood purifier. It is a blood cleanser. You know, I'm putting cilantro in my salad because it is going to reduce heavy metal toxins from my
What
body.
is a salad? Excuse me. What is a
Mhm.
cilantro? That sounds like a car. What
Oh,
is a cilantro?
cilantro, it's coriander. Some they call it coriander as well. It's
The
it's an
coriander.
herb. It's a good idea. You know, you can get all these nutrients by putting herbs and spices and fresh fruits and vegetables into your salads. You know, you can add a grain to your salad like farro or bulgur or quinoa, just a little bit, maybe a couple of tablespoons, but that's going to give you potassium and magnesium. So all these foods you can add capers to your salad or to your tuna fish. Some people like it with fish. That has quercetin in it. Quercetin is another fat fighter. Quercetin is something that they were giving people, telling people to take the supplement, but get your natural quercetin from capers. And quercetin was what they were telling people to take to prevent COVID. You know, they were telling people to take vitamin D, eat mushrooms. Mushrooms have vitamin D. So all of your natural foods have fruits and vegetables, especially herbs, spices. They all have the nutrients that you need without taking supplements.
I see. I can imagine that you will not be for supplements. You rather they eat the supplement rather than take it, right?
Eat your medicine, eat your supplements.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Thank you for that. Next question here. Now, people achieve plateaus. Maybe they want to lose 5 pounds and they get it. Okay. So, how do you handle setbacks when it happens? Because sometimes people fall off or people hit plateaus and then go back to their bad habits. So, how do you handle that when individuals experience it during intermittent fasting?
Yeah, so plateaus are real, setbacks are real. We're only human. Life happens. So the most important thing is, first of all, if you have a setback, let's say, and I live in the DMV, brunch is huge here. Saturday brunch, Sunday brunch. I even saw they have a midnight brunch now. And it's just a bunch of places. So let's say you
A
go to
bunch of
midnight
branches.
brunch, right? You go to midnight brunch. You have all this food. You know what? It's just a one-time thing. The most important thing is to give yourself some grace. Don't beat up on yourself. Don't feel guilt or shame. That's not going to help. Just pick up where you left off, get back on the horse, and don't look back. I'll tell people all the time, let's say you go on a cruise, you go on vacation, you're eating whatever you want, you're having a good time. The last thing you want to do when you get back off that cruise is to weigh yourself. Don't weigh yourself. Just get back on track, back to eating the way that you should, getting back to movement, getting back to your sleep, your water, getting back to that. And then your setback is going to turn into a comeback. So that's what you do for that. Plateaus are real as well. With plateaus, I've had clients that have plateaus. What we do is you need to really, and you can do it yourself too, take a good look at what you're doing. And can you really say that this is a plateau or people say, oh, I'm at a plateau. Well, are you still working out the way you were working out or getting movement in? Are you drinking your water? Are you getting your sleep? Are you eating enough? Are you eating too much? So all
What's
these
a
points.
plateau? What's a
Plateau.
plateau? Because you assume that we know what a plateau is.
Oh,
To me,
right.
that's like Mount Kilimanjaro or Mount Everest. So, what
Right.
exactly are you talking about?
Right.
What is that?
So you put it there. I'm sorry. A plateau is when, and I've had it happen. I got to 150 pounds. Dr. Obe, I could not lose another pound. And I thought I was
Okay.
doing everything right, right? So you get to that point, that set point. And some people will even say, when I worked for the big weight loss program, everyone has a set point. That is not true. Like, oh, I can't lose anymore. This is my set point. 150 is it for me. I cannot get any smaller. That's not true. What happens when you get to you're stuck, you're in a plateau, is really take a look. Have you slacked off? Maybe at this point you've been dieting for a year and you've been losing, or you've been intermittent fasting for a year, you've been losing consistently every month, and then your body just kind of shuts down. You know why? The best way to break a plateau is because you get into a routine and your body adjusts to that. So you got to shake it up. You got to change up your exercise. You got to change up what you're eating. Maybe you're eating, you're just making that same salad. We're all creatures of habit. Break out of that. Try some new vegetables. Go to the farmer's market. You see something you haven't had before. Ask the farmer, how do I prepare this? What is this? What does it taste like? And that's a good way to get out of a plateau. Switching up your exercise as well. If you've been walking, maybe walking isn't going to work for you. I know with walking, I've added a weight vest. I have a weight vest that I use. It's great because I'm walking and I'm getting in my weight training at the same time. So switch up your exercise. If you go to the gym and you've just been doing Zumba, start doing the spin class or start getting on the treadmill at an incline. Switch it up so that you can keep the process going.
Awesome, awesome. So now I understand what a plateau is. I didn't know that until you explained it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Plateau is basically where you get stuck and you are not moving forward. You got to a place and it's like you can't lose any more weight. Okay. To me, what I was thinking plateau was in fasting is that you get to a set weight that you want to achieve. So, but that's not what you just explained. Basically, it's like where you feel stuck in continuing to lose weight and it looks like it can't come off anymore. And she's saying, guys, that you need to switch it up. You need to change some of the stuff you are doing so that you can get back, that people can always lose weight, right? They can always lose one more, all right?
Right. Or you can switch your fasting protocol as well. If you've been doing 16-8 for a while, maybe try to fast 20 hours, or, you can switch up different things and it'll work for you.
Awesome. Believe it or not, guys, we are at the 75-minute mark. Actually 100-minute mark, as a matter of fact. And 1 hour 16 minutes, that's 76 minutes. My director has been saying they want me to keep my podcast under 90 minutes. So they say you talk too much, Ofi. You need to finish it off. So I'm trying, guys. Okay, we are going to keep this under 90 minutes, I promise you. So we only have 2 more questions here. This one. So what are the common mistakes people make when starting intermittent fasting, and how can that be avoided?
So I have like a whole video on this. But one of the common mistakes, one of the biggest mistakes, is just jumping in too fast. You're excited, you want to see change, you want to get progress. So you're like, you know what? I fasted for 16 hours, but I'm not hungry. I'm going to go another 3 hours. I'm going to go another 4 hours. But when you do that, you're going to start to feel deprived. So you just need to be patient and take your time with it. This is not the type of thing to jump in the deep end of the pool. You want to take your time. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. So that's the biggest mistake, is please take your time with it. I say that's really one of the biggest mistakes that people make. Just trying to jump in.
Give us another one. Give us another one.
Another one is that they're doing the right thing. They're intermittent fasting. They're doing 16-8. They're working out. They're drinking their water. They're getting good sleep. And then they will say, I've been doing this for 2 weeks and I'm not getting any results. It's going to take time.
Yeah, I used to say that.
2 weeks, no weight loss. What's going on? What's up with that?
I wear my every day.
Be patient.
Okay,
you have to be patient. I'll give you one more. Like I said earlier, a lot of times people think that they're intermittent fasting and they're not. So if you're getting that Starbucks coffee every morning and you're nursing on that until 12 noon with all the sugar and the cream and all that in there, you're not intermittent fasting. So you want to fast clean. And
that's hunger strike.
Follow strictly 7 days a week.
Kai. So if they are doing that, they are just doing hunger strike. They are not doing intermittent fasting.
Right.
Guys, I hope you are listening. Hope you listen to yourself. I'm talking to myself now. No sugar. Okay?
Right.
Okay. No sugar.
Sugar's the devil. It's true.
All righty. Okay. Now, before we go, me, I'm all about the business. Okay. Now we have had, and I think we've learned a lot today. And guys, you need to go check out Yolanda, because That is how you go to the next level. You can't learn everything in one 90-minute interview. You need to follow up and follow up and follow. It's what I always do in anything that interests me. If this weight loss thing is a big deal for you, go find Yolanda. Go find Better Fasting. Clubhouse is your best bet to find her. Next best is Instagram. You search, you will find her. If you can't find her, send me a private message. I'll go get the link for you myself. This is absolutely important. And then whatever program she has, sign up for it. Everything will not be free. It's a business. So that I don't go there when you say, okay, buy this or buy that now. You don't want to buy. No, there's nothing like free lunch. Okay? It's a business. So you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in your desire. I'm not just here trying to push Yolanda. I'm very, very aggressive about this because I've hardly ever had any student succeed in digital business without investing in anything. If you say you're going to do it all free, it doesn't work like that. Find a good teacher, find a good mentor, but if they have something they are selling, buy it and invest in yourself. So here goes my question, because nobody escapes me with this. What are the kind of money-making opportunities that are in the field of intermittent fasting? Okay, because maybe I'm watching you from home now. I'm really by myself. Maybe I'm not really interested in intermittent fasting. I'm interested in the bag that is in intermittent fasting because there is a bag somewhere. People are paying money, or I'm doing it, and if I'm also making money in the process, double win for me. So where's the money? Show me the money.
Right. I need somebody to
Okay.
show me too where the money is. No, I'm just kidding. No. So as far
Yes.
as opportunities in intermittent fasting, if this is something that you're on here now and this is something that you've been doing and you know how to do it, I think that there's a big opportunity in social media. Build a community, because your community isn't going to be the same as mine. It's not going to be the same tribe. Find your people and build a community, and then introduce intermittent fasting to them. As you can do courses, you can do blogging, you can do affiliate marketing. Those are just some of the things that you can do. I haven't written a book, and there are not a lot of books out there for people of color with intermittent fasting. Podcast. There's so many opportunities out there to become an influencer. Build your tribe, and then go from there.
All right, exactly the first thing I was going to recommend. If you're a netpreneur or a business 360 person looking at this right now, if you are overweight and you need to lose weight, definitely go into intermittent fasting, but go look for where you're going to make some money in it. There's nothing more perfect than you are doing it and you're making money doing it. Number one thing, Yolanda, maybe I need to work with you. I need to work with you and say, make you do it. I know you know what to do, but somehow you're not doing it. The first thing I expect you to have for me is a book. That's the smallest. People like me like to read. Seriously. Some of us learn by reading about this thing you're talking about. Okay?
Right.
Reading about every aspect. So you need to get that out there. So that is your first contact with everybody listening to you. You might even give it for free. It don't matter, because the important thing is to build a community, like you said. And I expected to see your book, and I want to see it, and I'm going to stress you about getting that book. We are going to get it for you. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Number two is a cause. You just mentioned it. You need to put that together too, because some people are like that. Not because you are trying to exploit them or you are trying to take, but it is what it is. They're going to listen to you now. Guess what they are doing? They're going to be searching for books and courses on what you just said. So it's like you have just created market for somebody else. So I needed it to have that. I'm going to bring you back, but I want to see those buttons. I want to see the buy
Yes.
button for your masterclass on intermittent fasting. I want to see the book on intermittent fasting, because all we are doing right now, we have created market for somebody else. Because most people, even though you have said enough for them to get it started, they still feel, and I'm like that too, that I still need to go buy something to guide me. I need to go get a book. I need to go get a course. And if you are providing this kind of amazing value that you're providing, you are creating market for somebody else. I'm very big on that. You need to create the
Right.
market for
Yeah.
yourself, because they will buy
Right.
this stuff from somebody. You cannot be saying, oh, I don't really want to charge them. No, somebody is going to charge them. So, guys, that is one
Oh,
area
Doctor,
there.
I do have a
Yeah.
course. I do have a course.
Talk to me about it.
If you go to my link tree, you can get my course there. and it's a
Fantastic.
fasting 101 course. Yes, I have
Okay,
that.
what your link tree, is it better fasting too? How did
Yeah.
they get to that link tree? It's on your Instagram page, is it?
Yeah, so my link tree is on my
Fantastic.
Instagram. It's on it's also on my Pinterest. And when I do, if you go to Clubhouse, there's some great information there. If you go to the Intermittent Fasting Diet Club, a lot of my rooms are on
Aha.
replay, and there is amazing information there. And I always put the link up there to my link tree. So you go to
Fantastic.
replays. If you can't make, I'm there every Thursday night at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time too. And there's a lot.
Okay.
Everything's there on Clubhouse.
Awesome. Aha, I know you have it. I was just surprised you're not mentioning them. So, guys, she has someone. If you are right now feeling I need to get more information or I need to get more about this, go to Yolanda's page on Instagram, go look for it, or go to Clubhouse. If you can't find either, contact me. I'll put you in touch with her. Rather than you going to go buy it from somewhere else, she already has them. So, and then being part of the community, if you are buying this stuff from her, then you know you are going to get more, because then she can rather than just clicking going to Amazon and buying something from there, you don't know the author, you have no relationship with the author,
Right.
but you get to meet the real deal. Okay,
And then
guys,
speaking of
yeah.
Amazon, I am an Amazon influencer. I have my own store. If you want to see everything that I'm using that helps me to keep my weight off, you can go to my Amazon store and you can find everything there that I'm using. My weight vest is there. The intermittent fasting approved teas are there. My Pilates machine is there. So a lot of great information and videos and recipes too. Because you want to start.
Get out of here. Where is the link? Where is the link to that store? I want it. Text it to me right now.
Let me see what it's. I'm better fasting on Amazon too. My Amazon.
I am better fasting on Amazon. Okay. Oh, there's Dave Shutter. He says I came from Clubhouse. Good to see you in the room. I'm sure we will be seeing you on Clubhouse very soon. We live there. Me and Yolanda.
Right. Oh my God.
That's our second house. We are always there.
Yes.
Yeah, so you will find me there. That's amazing. Talking about that, as we bring the program to a close, I want to share with you guys my own product that is coming out. I just wrote one of my where is it? I just wrote the success secrets of millionaire hustlers. That is my latest book that just came out. I'm going to be launching it next week on Clubhouse, and you guys, I'll be sending out information to you. And of course, my ChatGPT Business Gold Mines just came out. I love it. They delivered it yesterday. It's my very first book on our 20 different businesses that you can start with ChatGPT.
Fantastic.
Okay. So before we go, let me show you guys a couple of promo videos on these books. Here is the one on the success secrets of millionaire hustlers. I am going to be doing a week launch beginning from next week. Every day we take some topics from the book and we're going to talk about it. Of course, Yolanda will be there to co-launch with me. Yolanda, I'm locking you down for that. You got to come and launch with me, okay? Here is something about the book. Where is it? Right here.
Breaking news with Paul Toole.
Good evening and welcome to our breaking news segment. I'm Paul Toole and we have some exciting news for all aspiring entrepreneurs and business enthusiasts out there. Today we bring you an exclusive announcement that is set to shake up the business world. Breaking records and capturing the attention of millions, The Success Secrets of Millionaire Hustlers is the highly anticipated book that unveils 33 groundbreaking mindset secrets for making money in any economy without working so hard. Authored by renowned business expert Dr. Ope Banwu, this book is a game changer for anyone looking to achieve financial success. Dr. Ope Banwu, a leading authority in entrepreneurship and wealth creation, has dedicated years of research to uncovering the strategies that millionaires use to achieve their financial breakthroughs. His book is a comprehensive guide that empowers readers with practical tips and proven techniques to elevate their financial status. When asked Dr. Ope Banwu about the thinking behind his latest book, this is what he had to say.
The Success Secrets of Millionaire Hustlers is a combination of my years of experience and analysis of the true mindset secrets of successful individuals. that has helped them to achieve financial breakthrough rather than what they often tell us is their secret. In this book, readers will discover the winning mindsets for working smarter, not harder, and how to make money in any economic climate. I sincerely believe it's time to break free from the traditional thinking that often keep most people poor and embrace new contrarian ways of thinking that lead to financial independence. That's why I wrote the book.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, Dr. Ope. With its release on the horizon, The Success Secrets of Millionaire Hustlers is already generating a buzz within the business community. Entrepreneurs, business owners, and those seeking financial freedom eagerly anticipate the opportunity to learn from Dr. Ope Banwu's expertise. To all the go-getters out there, this is your chance to gain access to the mindset secrets that will transform your financial journey. Pre-order your copy of The Success Secrets of Millionaire Hustlers today and be among the first to embark on this life-changing experience. Don't miss out on this extraordinary opportunity. Visit the author's website www.opebanwu.com to secure your copy and unlock the path to financial success. Stay tuned for more updates on this groundbreaking release. Thank you for joining us for this breaking news segment. I'm Paul Toole and we'll be back with more updates soon. Stay informed, stay empowered, and good night.
See, you got to roll like a boss. What do you think about my book? It's amazing. I love it. Okay, guys. The URL is successfulhustlers.com. We are going to activate it effective Monday, and we're going to be talking more about it. I'm actually going to hold a whole week's podcast on it, just myself and some guests to come and talk about some of the chapters of the book. It's going to be amazing next week. Well, as we continue, we close with the amazing Yolanda Moore today. Let me give her the last question of the day, okay? And this is a whole different direction. So, which celebrity or business person inspire you the most and why? Yes, I always get everybody to think about it.
Yeah, you got me. So I'm sure a lot of people say this one, but I'm going to say Oprah Winfrey because...
Why did I know that's what you're going to say? I could have sworn that's what you would say. I don't know why, but go ahead.
Because Oprah Winfrey came from nothing, and I don't know if you know her story. She was very big into law of attraction, and just because she believed that she could be great, she became great. And a lot of the issues that we have, especially as people of color or women, you know, we feel we have limitations and we feel that we can't achieve greatness. And she just believed it from when she was a child. She visualized it, you know, she manifested it, she dreamed about it, and she was able to empower herself to greatness. So she is who I am just so inspired by and just love her and all the work that she's done.
Awesome. Yes, I'm inspired by her too, even though I'm a man. Okay, guys, that's it with Yolanda Moore, the queen of weight loss by intermittent fasting and the founder of the Intermittent Fasting Accountability Group. It's been an exciting time today. I appreciate you so much. Yolanda, it didn't even look like it, but we're at 93 minutes. Can you believe that? So it's been fun. Yes, we are going to be doing a rerun of this particular interview in several days to come, because I think it's going to help a lot of people to deal with this issue that is global. It's not local to the US, it's a global problem. Even in countries where people have, where some people struggle to find food, there are still people who are overweight there. So it's something that is universal. So guys, thank you so much wherever you are watching this from for joining us today. We are going to be back with another interesting guest on the next episode of the Netpreneur Show. And of course, be on the lookout. We are going to be live on Apple and all those places where you guys watch it. Now, thank you so much, Yolanda. Before I close the meeting, I want to let everybody know we are always going to be live on Clubhouse. Yolanda is going to be there also, and a lot of great things happening. Also on Gist House, which is my own app, where the Afrocentric audio conversation app that works like Clubhouse. You want to check those things out. Broaden your scope. Be on all those platforms so that you can increase your brand. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you on the next edition of the Netpreneur Show. And the Fearless Netpreneur is out.